Today, we're announcing that we will reduce the number of immigrants we bring in over the next 3 years, which will result in a pause in the population growth over the next 2 years.
Economic migrants who were chosen by the government to come to Canada are leaving the country in record numbers.
For years, Canada has been one of the most welcoming countries in the world, known for its multiculturalism and open-door immigration policies. But now, that image is shifting. The Canadian government has just announced major immigration cuts, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau admitting they didn't get the balance quite right. What does this mean for future immigrants, travelers, and the tourism industry? Let's break it all down. For decades, Canada relied on immigration to grow its workforce, boost the economy, and maintain its reputation as a top destination for newcomers. But starting in 2025, immigration will be cut by 21%, the biggest reduction in years. This includes not only permanent residents but also temporary visa programs, which affect international students and foreign workers. The reason? Growing public concern over housing shortages, high living costs, and overloaded social services. A recent poll showed that, for the first time in over 25 years, most Canadians now believe immigration levels are too high. And for Trudeau, already facing record low approval ratings, this shift in policy might be his attempt to regain public trust. So, how does this impact travelers and expats? If you're planning to move to Canada for work or study, getting a visa will now be harder. Expect stricter application requirements, longer wait times, and fewer work permits for international students. For tourists, the immediate impact is smaller, but there's a twist. Visa rules are tightening. Earlier this year, Canada reintroduced visa requirements for Mexican travelers due to a surge in asylum claims. Could this be a sign of more restrictions to come? And what about the tourism industry? Cities like Vancouver and Toronto rely on international visitors and new residents to fuel their economies. With fewer newcomers, businesses that depend on tourism and hospitality may take a hit. Canada's housing market has been a major driver of this change. With home prices skyrocketing and rental units in short supply, many blame rising immigration for putting extra pressure on the system. And it's not just about housing. With over 1 million temporary residents arriving annually, public services like healthcare and education are struggling to keep up. Trudeau himself admitted that his government didn't get the balance right when it increased immigration post-pandemic to fill labor shortages. Now they're backpedaling, trying to stabilize the system before public frustration grows even more. So, what's next? Will Canada continue to tighten its borders, or will this policy shift be temporary? One thing is clear: Canada is at a crossroads. Once the poster child for multiculturalism, it's now facing a reckoning with its immigration model. The world will be watching to see how this unfolds. What do you think? Will these changes make Canada a better place to live or a harder country to visit and immigrate to? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
All world. Live like a local.